Pleasure to meet you. I'm just a dope. I don't know anything about fashion. Well, you look lovely, by the way.
Thank you.
And I don't know anything about Vogue. I guess guys my age don't. They're probably not your target audience. Old guys reading Vogue, probably not what you're looking for, right?
But I see that you have some very interesting socks on.
Socks, sure. Take a look at those, honey.
There's a designer that you should look into called Tom Brown. He cuts his pants like really short so you can focus entirely on the socks.
Really?
Yeah.
Let me get that number. Now,
Brooks Brothers.
But I guess my point is, Anna, I don't know anything about fashion and I don't read Vogue regularly, but I know a lot about you. So that says to me that you are transcendent. You are bigger than what you do for a living. Is that a fair assessment?
Well, I read in the New York Times this week that I'm an ice queen. Mm-hmm. I'm the Sun King. I'm an alien fleeing from District 9, and I'm a dominatrix. So I reckon that makes me a lukewarm royalty with a whip from outer space. Mm-hmm. What do you think?
Good gig. This is Maureen Dowd.
Among others.
And then the other thing that people always say, and there was that movie, The Devil Wears Prada, and it was made about you and your organization, and good luck, we're the devil in the title.
Well, I seem to remember that actually the movie was fiction, mm-hmm. and we really like fiction at Vogue.
But you know what my point is? A lot of people say, oh, she's tough. Look out, she'll chew you up and spit you out and fire you and then chew you up and spit you into a cab. So there must be some truth to that, or we wouldn't have that impression.
Well, I'm very decisive, and I try and give very clear direction to the people that I'm working with, and sometimes, unfortunately, they don't hear the answer that they would like to hear. And as my publisher says in the movie, I'm not always warm and cuddly. I appreciate wonderful work, good work, creative, talented people, and what I liked about the movie is that it really showed all the hard work that goes into the making of the magazine.
Have you ever put anybody in a headlock? And why is the September issue so important? Tell us about that.
Well, the September issue is the benchmark for the fashion industry. It's the biggest issue of the year. It's where we talk about all the trends of the season. It's sort of the announcement of the fall fashion season, and particularly right now, I think, when all of us are having such a challenging time in the industry. Whoops. Did you arrange that?
Now, you raise a good point there. During economic hardships, what does the world of fashion do? Because it's directly, as everything in the world is, linked to finances. So you have to then scale down your approach to, do you have to have a lot of money to be fashionable?
I'm so glad that you bring this up, because actually what the fashion industry is doing to help the retailers in the fashion world as a whole is we've organized an evening called Fashion's Night Out on September the 10th, when the whole of New York City, supported by the mayor and NYC and Company and every designer, celebrity, politician that we could get to support us, is going to be out in the streets of New York, in every store, in Manhattan, in Queens, all over New York, creating this huge party and getting people back into the stores and get excited about fashion again. Actually, I was hoping that you might come.
I'll be there.
Yes.
But that's part of the deal. But are these outlets also reducing prices? I guess that's the more important. Can you on a reduced budget, on a budget of subsistence living, can you still appear fashionable? I guess that's the.
Of course. What's wonderful about fashion today is that it's available to so many different people at so many different prices. And I'm actually starting the night myself in Queens at Macy's. Mm-hmm. With hopefully the mayor and the cast of Hair and Michael Kors, and we're going to be signing T-shirts and talking to Macy's customers about fashion and socks. And
you hate my socks, don't you? Going back to this again, say a person used to have $100 in their fashion budget, and Lord knows I don't know anybody who has a fashion budget. They had $100 in their fashion budget, and now they have $20 in their fashion budget. How do you do that on $20?
You could buy a lipstick.
We can pick this up.
All right.
Okay.
See you later, Mark. Thank you.
Good luck. Thanks.
Anna, thank you so much for inviting me back. Are you excited for 73 more questions?
Yes, of course I am.
Well, it's been 8 years since we've seen each other. What one word would you use to describe the past 8 years?
Unpredictable.
So what have you done for the first time recently?
a group friends and family chat, which was over our vacation and highly, highly entertaining.
That seems really exciting there. And I noticed that we're no longer in Times Square. What is your favorite thing in this office?
View. I love seeing the Statue of Liberty.
And what else has changed in your life during all of this time?
I've gotten older.
What do you think would be the #1 thing that you hope people learn from you and continue to learn from you?
To be decisive and to be clear.
And what is the quality you most cherish in a friend?
Loyalty, honesty, and a sense of humor.
Now, if you weren't an editor-in-chief, what do you think you'd be doing with your life?
Conflict negotiation.
And who's your favorite dinner companion?
Somebody English.
Why did you want to leave England for America years ago?
It just seemed a little bit too safe, too familiar.
And what did you miss the most when you left London?
My family.
How would you describe your first apartment in New York City?
Extremely small,
And how would you describe your first subway experience in New York City?
somewhat challenging.
And what's one thing everyone should do at least once in New York City?
Visit the Met.
I noticed we're getting a cameo from your signature Starbucks there. Would you say that you're into lattes or cappuccinos?
Cappuccinos.
Are you into texting or calling?
Texting in order to set up a call.
That's reasonable. And who was the last person that you FaceTimed?
My grandchildren.
What do your grandchildren call you?
My grandchildren call me Anna.
Well, Anna, I've waited 8 years for this moment, but do you think you can take a second to review my idea for a new Vogue celebrity series? I just really value your feedback.
Oh, of course.
Great. And why does everyone who works for you tell me that they can't read your handwriting?
Because they can't.
Yep, I can definitely read that.
Anna, we have a couple calls for you.
Okay, so beaches or mountains?
Gardens.
Rom-coms or dramas?
Room for both.
NSYNC or One Direction?
Harry Styles.
We have Anne Hathaway on the line.
Anne Hathaway.
What advice would you give someone who is intimidated by fashion? Just asking for a friend.
My advice would be there's room for everyone in fashion.
That is such a chic answer. Bye.
I would agree with that, by the way.
Baz is on the line.
Anna,
Hi, Baz.
thanks for letting me ask a question. Okay, which movie has the best wardrobe of all time?
Well, Baz, that's really difficult to choose between Moulin Rouge and Elvis, but I have to go with Elvis.
You know what? I cannot wait to tell CM.
That was a great question from Baz Luhrmann. Anna, can you describe your style in one word?
Safe, verging on extremely boring.
What style of sunglasses do you wear, and how many pairs would you guess you have?
I wear Chanel sunglasses, and there's way too many to count.
All right, what's on the background of your phone?
My dogs.
Oh, look at that. That's so nice. Those dogs are really, really cute. So, who's your favorite 73 Questions interview of all time?
SJP.
I agree, that was a good one. And who's your least favorite interview? Don't say that. In all your time at the magazine, what was one shoot that moved you the most?
Couldn't possibly choose one.
Were you most nervous to meet in your career?
Jasper Johns?
And could you choose a favorite collection of all time?
John Galliano, March 1994. It was a career-defining moment for John.
Great. And which designer in history has been most under-acknowledged?
Willie Smith was never recognized the way his peers were.
And of those who have left us, whose voice do you feel is most needed right now to comment on the state of the world?
Karl Lagerfeld.
What's the best letter anyone has ever written you?
My children put together an album to celebrate my 25 years at Vogue, and there were so many letters in that album that I will always treasure. One of your favorites. I know you had that with, you had it with Kendall.
Okay.
James, you've attended several of my dinner parties.
Somebody so famous and it was so boring.
Come on.
I can't because I'll run into them. It's a terrible thing to say, isn't it? Was that someone just shouting penis? Guys, please. Hannah is a dame and I'm about to eat penis in front of butter.
Yeah, okay. James,
Yes.
critique something about my current look.
I mean, it's so obvious. If you watch them back.
Maybe lovely to see you.
Lovely to see you.
Thank you so much for coming in.
I hope I get the job.
Many times over. So, Meryl, jumping right in, we're here to talk about your new film, The Post, where
Yes.
you play my late friend and incredible woman, Catherine Graham.
Yeah.
Obviously, you've played a lot of extraordinary women. What was the most challenging woman you ever played?
Oh, I should say
No, we're not going there, Meryl.
that wasn't anyway. That was fun.
Catherine, I remember
Yes.
as one of the most intimidating women I've ever met.
Really?
Yes.
She intimidated
Oh.
you.
Terrified. I mean, she was amazing and became a great friend and mentor.
Yeah.
She was so tall and so imposing
Yes.
and spoke so well. And she, of course, led the Washington Post through the Watergate scandal. So obviously the film is relevant for today in that it's about how a woman can make herself heard.
One of the themes of the film is how difficult it is to stand up. And so that sort of speaks to our moment where the truth is so amorphous and difficult to nail down. That's a feeling shared by not only women but men. It's hard to risk a great deal to tell the truth.
One has to think about the Mueller investigation and the current climate in which investigative journalism is daily pitched against fake news.
The key is knowing when we're being lied to, or worse, when we're being diverted from looking in a direction where we might learn something. The suspense that Steven Spielberg has imbued the story with, and how many times it resonates with the present moment, is something that's pretty exciting.
There was no halfway measures with Kay. Everything she wanted to do, she had to do well.
Yes, I was reading about her mother, who said, "I don't care what you kids do, but you have to be the best at it."
Yes,
you know?
I think that.
And the burden of that,
Yeah, that was deep.
what our mothers do to us. And I just think, as a mother, what am I doing to these children?
As a mother,
It's inadvertent, and I didn't
What do
mean
you
it.
What do you sit around talking about in the dining room table? 3 daughters.
Harvey Weinstein. That's all we talk about. I mean, you know, it's like horrible. You know, we want them to be free. We want them to be proud. We want them to be female. But you can't, you put them in danger by not informing them about the male gaze and how it works on young girls.
Do you feel that the recent events regarding predatory workplace behavior will advance the feminist agenda and opportunities for women, or set it back?
Oh, I think this moment is absolutely thrilling. This is a door that will not be closed. We've got our foot in there now. And it'll be very difficult for people to conduct their lives the way they have in the past. Oh, that's just locker room talk. Oh, that's just the way men are. No, it's not. We're civilized people, and we learn from our mistakes.
Do you think, with everything that's happened, do you feel the awards season will be very different this year? More political, more restrained, more serious?
Aware.
Yes.
I think it'll be more aware. I think it might lead to the moment where, at least in my business, where people walk into a room and they look around and they see 3 women and 9 men, and they think there's something wrong, that it's off.
So you're going to run for office? You should.
No,
You should.
You're mad. You should. You're a good boss. I'm a boss that's beat up
Right.
at my house.
Right.
I'm the one who gets the last say in anything.
Do you think we'll see a female president in our lifetime, Meryl?
I think so. Yes, I do.
Good.
I thought we would have sooner, but I think we will.
Good.
Yes.
I think that's a good place to end. So then Meryl and I can talk about important things. Oh, I want to show you something with much love and admiration.
Oh my God! Look at that décolletage. Thank you.
Well, thank you for doing it,
Wonderful.
Meryl.
I wish my mother were alive to see it.
Okay, ready? What's the line? Hey guys, today is the start of the CFDA Vogue Fashion Fund. Let's go. We are about to start setting up this room. The judges are going to arrive any minute, and they are going to be choosing 10 designers who will be finalists in the CFDA Vogue Fashion Fund. The winner will win $300,000, mentorship, and huge recognition from the fashion community. Since the beginning of the Vogue Fashion Fund 13 years ago, the Port's emerging talent, she really wants to help these designers overcome the struggles they face, and everybody's just really in this to help the next generation of designers.
If anyone wants to try a clip-on nose ring.
Please.
No.
Come on, Mark. Please.
And then I have Morgan Lane.
My design aesthetic is charming, but a little bit naughty.
Oh, that video's adorable. But she also has an eye on business.
I love that.
Genevieve.
I just want lingerie.
She broke even last year, but that's because she didn't pay the rent. And
Chloe Gosselin, shoe designer, was fascinated to see is married to David Copperfield. Her shoes have excellent quality. I think she should be thought about.
We have girls who are fans in the office and who wear those shoes.
The Brock collection definitely have to be in the final 10. They were incredible.
Hi, I'm Laura Brock.
And I'm Chris Brock.
The simplicity of it was actually nice.
The next person I'd like to put forward is Adam Salmon.
He did the famous dress Rihanna wore.
The naked one.
Yeah.
Let's leave them on a question mark.
Crew is sunglasses from New Orleans.
Sterling, founder and creative director of Crew.
We should talk about Issa Tapia.
But she has personality.
Yeah, and she has a point of view.
Well, what about Area?
The whole thing is about embossing.
So if you like these fabrics, then it's if you don't, forget it.
Yeah. What about Rochambeau?
David, you and Marcus are always so wary of menswear designers. You always say that they can never
Scale.
Yeah.
It's more interesting. I thought it was great though. I love the clothes.
All right, RBN.
I think he's more about the technical aspects of knitting.
Maybe it's not enough design oriented.
Should we leave him in for now? And
Yeah.
All right, so now you got Stamped.
My name is Chris Stamp. This is Stamped, and we design menswear.
I think it's
Good
great.
video.
I think
it's good. I think they're on the list.
So Nubark, it's a women's shoe and bag brand. I feel like Andrew, you may have dated one of them.
I definitely didn't date them, David, unless it was a long time ago.
Oh, you were very drunk.
Stephen, as the head of the CFDA, gets to call the designers and give them the good news. And then tonight,
I was calling you guys to tell you the good news that you were picked to be one of the finalists for CFDA Vogue Fashion Fund this year.
oh my God. Tonight is very exciting because we are announcing for the first time ever publicly the 10 finalists. Jack and Lazaro from Proenza Schooler, who were the first ever winners of the CFDA Vogue Fashion Fund, are going to welcome everybody and the program begins. I'm really excited to work with all of you. I saw all of your applications. This is a really personal process for me. I'm sort of a camp counselor, babysitter, talent wrangler for the designers. The judges are very, very excited. They feel like we have a really good group this year. You should just know that from now on, you are my best friend. I am your best friend.
Can't emphasize what a big deal it is.
It's a whole new ball game now.
We're very excited to be able to share with you guys the 10 finalists for the Vogue CFDA Fashion Fund.
So the first one's Adam Salmon,
Area,
Rock Collection,
Chloe Gosselin,
G.O.,
Crew du Optique,
Morgan Lane,
Nubark,
Rochambeau,
and last but not least, Stamped. And a big round of applause for our 10 finalists.
and good luck. Got your work cut out for you guys.
We'll be watching.
Diane, have you met Morgan? She makes a lot.
Lawrence.
And Lawrence from Rochambeau.
Very exciting.
It was really well put together. I pushed you a lot. Thank you. The whole thing.
I'm honored. Adam's an old friend of ours.
Shelby, do you want to join them? Come on.
The other thing I noticed in the film, and why would you let people come in and make a documentary about where you work? I wouldn't do that. I don't care how drunk I was. I would never allow that to happen because I'm going to come off like an idiot. People are going to say, and I don't need any more of that.
Well, I had great respect for what R.J. Cutler had, the documentaries that he'd made in the past. He made a wonderful film about the Clinton campaign called The War Room. And he actually came to see us to make a documentary about the creation of the Costume Institute dinner at the Metropolitan Museum. And as I was talking to him, we came up with the idea that we should do something about the making of the September issue because it is such a benchmark, as I said before, for the fashion industry. I thought it would be interesting documentary.
I was impressed that with less than a week before the September issue had to go to press, it still was undecided. That there were still being reshoots taking place and decisions still had not been made. Is that pretty typical for a magazine?
Absolutely. I mean, as it is for a TV show. I mean, you guys didn't even call me till Friday, so.
It takes you 3 days to get ready? Big deal. But I'm happy you're here. But the other thing I noticed, and I went to this thinking, well, I don't, but I found myself interested in the film. And that just goes to show you any topic is interesting to anybody if it's well done, and the film certainly is. But I noticed also, and I didn't expect this, that the people in charge seemed to be roughly my age. And I thought it would be a bunch of, pardon the expression, you know what I mean? Younger people. Because, but they're deciding...
Vogue is not only run by senior citizens. I mean, we do have a lot of younger people working at the magazine, but the director in his wisdom chose to focus on the more mature people working.
Right, but that's interesting, and I guess with maturity comes greater vision and greater appreciation for everything that's in the fashion spectrum. Whoa, what am I talking about? But you know who I liked in this film was your buddy, is it Grace Coddington?
Grace Coddington.
Yeah, she's an interesting character, and and a contemporary, you've known her forever, right?
Yes, in fact, when I first became editor-in-chief of American Vogue, Grace was the very first phone call that I received the morning that I started, and she came over to see me that day, and she was at her desk the following Monday morning, and we've worked together since. And
now, in the movie, she says she knows when to stop pushing you, but you don't know when to stop pushing her. Is that a fair assessment of the relationship?
Well, in a recent interview, she said that we had a lot of mutual respect for each other, but there are lots of times when she would like to kill me.
Well, the mutual respect, homicide, it all is just right. And then the other thing, and I've never been to a fashion show in my life, but what we see on the news is people looking like they're from outer space. You know, beautiful women who look like you know, the Neptunians have released them. But nobody buys that stuff, do they? Is somebody walking around like they're from Neptune?
Lots of people.
By accident.
I'm an alien, remember?
What percentage of the decisions of the magazine do you make? 80%, 90%? 50%?
100%.
100%. So the responsibility is all yours.
Yes.
And by the way, this is not the current September issue.
No,
this is the September issue featured in the documentary, The September Issue. Well, Anna, I hope you had a nice time. Yeah, it's all right, right? Oh, we're going to hit some balls, too.
Oh, we are?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You.
Anna Wintour, ladies and gentlemen.
That's really nice. And by the way, is your daughter Bea still baking?
Bea just had a baby, and the baby has rightly replaced everything else in her life. So sadly, no more baking.
Now, 8 years later, what, if anything, would you like to set the record straight on now?
I am perfectly fine with people wearing black.
Thank God for that. So, Anna, how would you describe your feelings towards tomatoes or vegetables?
Well, we actually just planted a vegetable garden that was full of tomatoes.
That sounds lovely. And what movie most recently made you cry?
Drive My Car.
What was your favorite Met Gala theme of all time?
Always, always the next one.
And who's allowed to show up late for a Met Gala red carpet?
Rihanna.
I believe it.
Hi, Sam.
Hi, Anna. Which photo would you want us to post on Instagram?
Well, they're both great. You choose.
I'm thinking let's do this one.
Okay.
All right, great
Good
choice. Now, speaking of choosing between two things, Katharine Hepburn or Audrey Hepburn?
Two legends.
Broadway or London's West End?
Public Theatre and the National Theatre.
Y2K Style or Barbiecore?
Either.
Love Island or The Bachelor?
I'm unfamiliar with those.
Totally get it. Have you ever tried to match two celebrities together romantically?
Never intentionally.
Who was that?
No comment.
Anna, someone would like to ask you a question.
Hi, Anna.
Hi, Coco.
This is a perfect opportunity for a tennis question.
Simple question. Do you prefer a U.S. Open or a Wimbledon?
I would never miss either of those.
Well, I better be seeing you at both.
Speaking of tennis, how did you convince Serena to retire on the cover of Vogue?
No one convinces Serena to do anything.
All right, let's go back in time. What was the first concert you ever attended?
The Rolling Stones.
What play or musical first made you fall in love with the theater?
A Midsummer Night's Dream at Stratford.
If you ever greenlit a Broadway musical of your life, who would you request to play you?
Meryl Streep.
Rapid fire. Do you have any superstitions?
No.
Have you ever missed a flight?
Nope.
Is there anything you know how to cook?
Nope.
Headphones, wired or wireless?
Neither.
Gonna watch a new Game of Thrones?
Of course. After you.
And we're moving on to the Vogue closet. So Anna, how many fashion shows do you go to in an average fashion week?
Too many to count.
Which model has the best walk of all time?
Shalom and Naomi.
How do you spend your time in between shows?
Starbucks.
And what was one thing you miss about the fashion world decades ago?
Maybe a degree of calm?
Well, it doesn't seem that calm in here. What is going on right now?
Everyone is getting ready for Vogue World next week.
Anna, I think we need to get him something to wear.
Choma, you would be right.
So, something to wear. Okay, Anna, what's Vogue World?
You'll have to watch the live stream to find out.
There's a live stream. So what are you most excited about with this live stream?
I can't tell you.
It's pretty mysterious. So how many people are working on this mysterious event?
Well, the Vogue Army.
I can tell. And what can we look forward to at Vogue World?
People moving quickly.
Anna, I have Gigi on FaceTime.
Hey, Anna.
Hi, Gigi.
Speaking of Vogue World, who should we expect to see on the runway?
Good question.
People moving quickly.
You.
You are so tight-lipped about this. Who's gonna be in the front row?
Anyone's guess?
Is there anything that you can tell me?
Yes, absolutely. Everyone should watch the live stream, Vogue.world, September 12th, 7:30.
Okay, so here's your outfit.
Great.
Changing room to the right.
Thanks. This is gonna look great. Hey, Anna, last question, question number 73. Is this gonna look great?
Well, it's better than black.